Living with chronic pain isn't easy, but finding comfort can be a game changer. So join me in today's video when I make the coziest Snuddie you'll ever see, perfect for those days when all you need is a little extra warmth and comfort. Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all enjoying the holiday season. I myself have fully got into the spirit. Regular viewers of the channel will know that comfort is very, very important to me. In every video you will see me either wearing my Snuddie or pyjamas. Last year, before I got the Snuddie, I was constantly in my dressing gown. I suffer from fibromyalgia, which means I am in pain all the time. If you ever see a chronic pain sufferer who is happy and smiling, they're still in pain, they're just not showing it. I'm also autistic, so having nice tactile, soft things are also a must. So pretty much living in pyjama style things and dressing gowns, Snuddie type things, that's just me. That is a part of me. The problem with pretty much living in a Snuddie though is at some point it needs to be washed. It is inevitable, and then you're left with that kind of horrible, empty, cold feeling of something important is missing. So what's the solution to this? I need a backup Snuddie. Last month for my birthday, the other half took me to Liverpool and he found this. This is the coziest thing. It feels so nice. Like, he grabbed it and he knows me very well. I'm the kind of person who, if I walk through somewhere like B&M and go past the Squishmallows, I have to squeeze them. And this is just so nice and soft. Plus it's got little hedgy pigs on it and it's so cute. This is also a nice colour. But yeah, this is going to be my backup Snuddie. There are some important elements for the best Snuddie in my eyes. Number one, it has to be oversized. It has to be big enough so if you're having one of those days where you're in so much pain, you just want to curl up into a ball, you need to be able to tuck your legs into it and be in the fetal position. That is very important. Also, the sleeves need to be long enough that you can put your hands up inside them. If the sleeves are too short, you don't have that feeling of security and safety and being wrapped up. 3, you need to have a good hood. There are some days where you just can't deal with textures being on your head and face area, so it is vital that it has a good size hood that you can just pull over your head and you can't feel anything that is outside of that hood. And the 4th one, which is where my current Snuddie fails, is pockets. My current Snuddie has pockets that are on the side seams and they are useless. Like, you put a phone in, take 2 steps and it falls out again because of the angle. They're also just too small. So I need a big pocket on the front that is a good size to fit like a hot water bottle in, because there are often times when I'm in abdominal pain and I need heat, and having a pocket big enough to put a hot water bottle in or a wheat bag or something is just going to be brilliant for me. With all that said, let's make a pattern. Okay, so this is my front piece. The back piece is basically identical to this. All I've done is I used my block pattern as a guide, mainly for the shoulder slope and the neck hole. And then I just did a big oversized armhole, which is just a line, because there really doesn't need to be any shaping on there because it's going to be halfway down my arm anyway. Then for the width, I measured my current Snuddie and just copied that basically. Same with the length. I just measured from my shoulder down to roughly where I wanted it to be and then used that measurement. So this is quite simple. Now I need to use this measurement to work out my sleeve. Right, so for the sleeve, I know that my width needs to be 13.5 and I want my length to be 24. This is taking into account that the shoulder seam for this is going to come like halfway down my arm. I want these sleeves to be like quite long so that I can tuck my hands up into them. So I'm actually going to do it 25. So we've got seam allowance as well. Right, I think I actually want it to be on a bit of a slant as well to account for the shoulder being on a bit of an angle. So what I am going to do is, this is all completely like made up. There's no maths involved with this. It may work, it may not, but this is so oversized anyway that you're not even going to notice if there's some sort of mistake. For the cuff, I have this. Obviously it's not matchy, but I think it'll do. It's not hugely important for something that I'm going to be wearing indoors. Nobody is ever going to see me wearing this outside. And I'm making these sleeves so long that if I did ever decide I wanted some in a sort of mint green, then I can just cut the very end off and replace them anyway, and I'm not going to be losing that much length. So what I need to do is work out how stretchy this is, so how wide I can make the bottom of the sleeve to kind of go into it. There we go, and that is my sleeve shape. The last thing that I need to make is the hood. So I know that the neck measurement I need is 19.5 centimetres. So generally, there's probably a more precise way of doing this, but the way I do it is I'll draw my shape. I will go from there. Hang on. Do actually have to measure this bit because we want that much for seam allowance, and then I just kind of draw a shape with a dip in it, and then I can get my bendy ruler and I can measure how much of that is correct. And then for the width, we want 14, and we want to add on our seam allowance as well. So that's actually going to be 15, which is exactly how wide this paper is. I'll just move that up a bit. And this length here, we want, it's going to be measure 15 for this as well. So again, we actually want it to be 16 because of seam allowance. Right, and that is going to be my hood. So now we can start actually cutting things out. Right, I have got my edges overlocked. This fabric doesn't fray, but it will be going through the wash a lot. So I just want to give it that bit of extra security. The next thing that I need to do is the pocket on the front, because that is going to be so much easier to do with everything lying flat. Once that's done, I am going to sew up my shoulder seams. Then I can attach the sleeves and do the sewing down the sleeve and then down the side seam thing. I just find that such an easier way to put on sleeves. But yeah, this is literally going to be a project that you could easily just do in a day. Once you've got everything cut out, then it's really simple to put together. So for the pocket, I have found my centre, so I just need to find my centre of this as well. There we go. So I can line that up. I'm actually going to go up higher because I don't want it to be that close to the bottom. So I can use the pocket itself actually as a guide. So I will just put that across there, and then I can find where the next pin needs to go. That is a better place for this pocket to go. Yeah, about there. So what I want to do now is just fold up my edges. And then once they're all folded up and I've quadruple checked that everything is right, then I will stitch this down. Okay, so the universe has dictated that I am doing cuffs next. The reason the universe has dictated that is because I made a mistake. When I was doing the pattern, I completely forgot that at some point I need to get this over my head. So I've ended up making the head hole area. Head hole. I'm having a day, guys. I've currently sat here with a deep heat patch on. Yeah, I made the neck hole too small. So what I did was when I was sewing up the shoulders, I just left a little bit out, and I'm going to get the overlocker again, and I'm just going to finish this edge, just whipping off the corners here. Because I have brought the overlocker out again, that means I'm doing cuffs, because I do want to maintain the stretch even though these cuffs are oversized, but it'll be nice to have that bit of stretch there for rolling the sleeves up and stuff, like when I've got to do the dishes. So I'm gonna just straight overlock the cuffs onto the end of the sleeves. So yeah, then I'm going to move on to doing the hood. For the hood, I'm going to do that doubled up, mainly for comfort. So I've got this lovely side against my face, and also that way I've also not got any seams and stuff. It's all going to be nice, complete finished edges on the inside. Guys, seriously, I absolutely love this thing. It is so comfy. It's one of the comfiest things I've ever made. It's oh, it's lovely. It's so soft, and it's just the right amount of oversized. I can get all like curled up and hunched up and be all warm and nice. The hood, I think, has turned out great. It's the perfect size. And I think doing the kind of double layer on the inside, that's really worked, because I've got that lovely texture on the inside now. So if I'm like lying down on the couch, that's just going to be touching my face and it's going to be really nice. Obviously, the design with the little hedgy pigs on it, that I love. I'm actually not that mad at the pink cuffs either. I think it actually goes quite nicely because pink and kind of minty colours are quite complementary. I may at some point, if I find the perfect colour match for this, swap them out. I do have plenty of room to be able to cut them off. But for now, these are really nice. Also, these actually fit my wrists, unlike the purple one, where the cuffs are a bit big. So when I roll my sleeves up to do the washing, on that one they fall down, on this one it's not going to, so brilliant. With the pocket, I did end up adding some poppers to the front just because it was hanging open a bit. I think that's worked really well. It's keeping it nicely in place, and I've got a pocket that is legitimately big enough to fit a hot water bottle in. Literally, there is only one thing that I would change about this, and that is that I would make it just a bit longer, maybe like 3 or 4 inches longer, just because I think with the purple one it kind of works because it's a slightly heavier fabric. With this fabric it's a little bit more flowy, and it's getting kind of caught on my bum and stuff like that a little bit and kind of riding up more. So that is literally the only thing that I would change, just make it a tiny bit longer. I am obviously keeping this pattern, and if I find some more really cozy fabric, I may make another one. Obviously, fixing the neckline thing. If you would like me to put this pattern up on my coffee page, let me know in the comments. I mean, it's quite spacious, so the size that I'd be putting up there I think would probably go up to like a 60 bust. I think the only thing you may need to change is the neck. But yeah, if you're interested in that, let me know. And thank you to everybody who has contributed to my coffee page. It is very much appreciated, and because of that I have been able to get some new lights, which is the reason why the room is lit quite nicely now. Big shout out to Elaine Bai, who has been supporting me for a long time now. It is so appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Doing all the YouTubey things will be very much appreciated. Like, comment, share. It all tells the YouTube algorithm that this is a video worth watching, so it is worth doing. I am going to go and curl up on the couch with a hot chocolate and my new Snuddie and watch Skeleton Crew. So I will see you next time. Bye!